has scientific writing changed the attitude of the scientific community towards homeopathy? Because whenever see in 2015, I think I entered this domain of social media, and all I recall is when I used to search homeopathy, I would get only negative publications of homeopathy. When I say negative publication, it was not a scientific paper; those were news articles. Somewhere down the line in ranking were scientific papers which would say that the efficacy is questionable, the impact is not significant. So has it changed over a period of time?
Basic care is very important that, as I said, research is happening. Individual people practitioners are also conducting research, but it will be a more of a collaborative effort. Institutions are doing research; they're doing it very well. Now, what a practitioner does is, we tend to usually think that, oh, I'm just going to go to my clinic and I'm not going to do research. But research is not just limiting yourself to doing research in the per se proper research. It is doing something new. If in your clinic, you start discovering that, look, I am getting elderly in my clinic, and by no reason, you've never thought of it, but you start getting it, or I'm getting only skin conditions in my clinic. You need to then go and check your records that what all kind of cases which I'm getting, what is it that I'm doing, what is the results, and that turns out to be a scientific research in your own clinical setups. So if somebody says that when these case reports get published, or if these papers get in the go out in the public, there will be a lot of people who might ridicule about it, but then there is a significant number of people who will also say, okay, no, this is genuine, provided they are written in a scientific format. Otherwise, people are not going to read it. See, any science has its own set of guidelines when you publish. So if a case report is written by a practitioner in that standard guidelines, which are followed by internationally by all the medical specialties, there is no reason why they will not accept that this case is not cured. So that brings the credibility. And of course, now you see more and more research being published. There are quality of journals which are coming up in homeopathy. So a lot of the data is being now published. And this is a clear answer to a lot of skeptics who feel that no, homeopathy is nothing but hogwash. So yes, it's the easiest way to counter a claim. And if history of medicine, if you look at it, Dr. Bonning-Rosen there were allegations that why should he be allowed to practice, because he was not conventionally trained into homeopathy. He had learned it, and then eventually he was given the permission by the king to practice. So what Bonning-Rosen did was, and it's very interesting, what he did was in the city town hall, he kept his records for public display. And he said, you read, you go through my records, and you decide whether I'm fit to practice. Now, this is where the honesty comes in. And this is what we also need to do. We have treated these cases. Let the scientific community come and scrutinize our cases. Let them go through them. And then you decide whether homeopathy is acting or not acting. So, that's the easiest way, rather than we shouting at the top of our voices that no, homeopathy is effective. Let us publish and then, then talk that, look, this is the data. Now say homeopathy is acting and why it is not acting. So, let's talk with evidence. And we live in a data-driven world. So talking on the top of your voices or shouting from rooftops and giving emotional knee-jerk reactions don't go well with people. You need to give them concrete data and evidence that homeopathy is acting. So, and if that done, people will not refute it.
I think a beautiful song I remember, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे लोगों का काम है कहना. So यहाँ they will say this side also and that side also. But eventually they will say it is not that they will blindly say that okay, this does not work. There is no scientific basis for homeopathy.